right, hi everybody. Welcome to the Tru Yoga Room. It's me, Julie, and Art. Here we're going to do your 60-minute Tru Flow. So we're going to take it one breath at a time, okay? I'll use the Sanskrit. I really miss you guys, so whoever's watching, welcome to class. Art's going to be the model, and we're going to give level 1, 2, and 3 throughout each pose, and whenever we can, we'll give you an option, okay? So let's get started. Art's going to start at the top of the mat. Bring in his heels and toes to touch. Gripping at the mat with his toes, spreading and gripping, drawing the shoulders back and down, turning the palms face forward. Breathing, guys, deep breaths in and out through the nose, getting to that ujjayi that's going to calm down the mind. Drawing the shoulders back and down. So we're going to start with 3 Mahashivaratris, okay? The Mahashivaratri includes 1 chaturanga coming down and all the way down into an upward facing dog. You guys will see if you take class regularly with me, you'll know what I'm talking about, okay? Otherwise, chaturanga is always optional for you. If you want to take the 1 down or the 2 down, it's up to you, okay? All right, let's get started with the 3 mahas. Art's going to bring the hands together in a prayer position, Anjali Mudra. And he's going to set an intention for this class, okay? Your intention can be something you want in your life. It can be something you want for the world. Right now we need that. It can be a dedication to somebody. Whatever that intention is, you can have it. Let's start by inhaling those arms, bring them up and overhead, drawing the shoulders down and out of the ears, exhaling to your first backward bend. Inhale back up through that center position, engage through your belly, and exhale to your first swan dive down. Hands are going to touch the mat. If you guys can't get your hands to touch the mat, you're going to bring a block into play. And Art's going to demonstrate that right here. If you can't touch the mat and you're hanging in a limbo, bring your block into play, and the block is going to bring the mat up to you, okay? All right, from right here, pedal out the legs, breathing deep breaths in and out through the nose. So level 1, Art is with the block. In a level 2 or 3, Art's got his hands flat to the mat, okay? He's letting his head and his neck hang heavy. There's no need to look up. You can start to shake the head no. You can start to shake the head yes. Always ending on that pause. You can see here, Art has a slight micro bend into his knees, never ever hyperextending in those legs. From right here, Art's going to take a deep breath and inhale to the tips of his toes, and then he's going to engage his core and round and curl into that yogi ball pose. Bringing those biceps in to squeeze those knees together, pulling the belly into the spine, squeezing the chin into the chest, squeezing up through that Kegel, creating the block right here, the Mahabandha, guys. This is the thing that makes you sweat at home. Take a deep breath. As Art inhales, he's going to lift his hips up to the sky, and he's going to drop the heels slow and controlled, planting the hands to the mat. Inhale, take a deep breath, and as he exhales, he's going to step back into his first downward facing dog. Left or right leg, pushing back into downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, spreading those fingers really wide at the top of the mat, placing the weight into the pads of the palms, drawing the shoulder blades back and down, lifting those hips up toward the sky, dropping the heels toward the mat, feeling the compression release in that lower back. As Art takes his next deep breath, he's going to inhale forward into that high plank position, pushing into the shoulder blades, lifting through the hips. Guys, this helps you get into a handstand. You can drop to the knees if you need. As you exhale, hug that ribcage all the way down. And as you inhale, come on through your upward facing dog, the Maha. So Art's an upward facing dog right here at Urdhva Mukha. Once he drops to his hips, he's in a Sphinx type of pose, Bhujangasana. When Art bends his knees, he's allowing his body to push back into a child's pose. Pushing back, dropping the hips to the heels, reaching those hands toward the front of the room, feeling the compression release right here in his lower back. Spreading those fingers wide and reaching out, guys. Your goal for today is to let the compression in the lower back release. As you let the mat, if you guys don't have your forehead to the mat yet, maybe during these 3 mahas, you'll get it there, okay? From right here, we're going to move along into our second maha. As Art inhales, he's going to shift his body weight forward, taking a look over the edge of the mat, tucking through the toes, lifting through that high plank, and pushing back to downward dog. Really nice. Drawing those shoulders back and down into Adho Mukha. Guys, remember this is the resting position, okay? Spreading those fingers wide, keeping the weight into the pads of the palms, this area right here, okay? If you keep the weight into the wrists, your wrists are gonna hurt after class. From right here, Art's gonna take a deep breath, inhaling to the tips of his toes, and then tiptoeing all the way back to the top of the mat so we can start our second set. From right here, he'll exhale, dropping the heels, engaging through the belly and rising up that one vertebrae at a time. Slow zombie roll up, and at the top, Art's gonna draw those arms up and overhead on the inhale, and on the exhale, he'll take a nice backward bend, opening his heart to God. Inhaling back, reaching up for the sky. Exhale to that swan dive. Use your abs to control that dive. Very nice, Art. Plant those hands to the mat, micro bend to the knees, don't hyperextend. Very good. Uttanasana. In Uttanasana, guys, you remember you can have the block here into play if you need it. Don't ever, ever, ever let yourself hang in a limbo, okay? From right here, Art's going to take that next deep breath, inhaling to the tips of those toes. And as he exhales, he rounds and curls into that ball pose, getting those biceps and squeezing those knees together, contracting the abdominals and squeezing. This way he can create the Mahabandha, the great lock. As he takes his next deep breath, he inhales to lift the hips up to the sky. Hold this engagement right here for 3, 2, 1, and as he exhales, he drops his heels. Guys, that engagement is going to get you into a level 2 Bakasana, okay? So plant the hands to the mat. He's going to inhale to the tips of the toes. This time, if you want to step back, Art's going to bend the knees and jump back into a plank position. As he exhales, he's going to drop down to the knees and chaturanga down one time. As he inhales, he'll come through upward facing dog. Very nice, Art. Upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha. Art's got the hips lifted off the mat as he drops down to Bhujangasana, bending at the knees and pushing back to that second set of child's pose. Dropping those hips to the heels, letting the shins go flat, trying to get the forehead to the mat. Spreading the fingers out really wide here at the top. Very nice. So second, feel a little bit of compression release in the lower back here. Moving into our final third set. As we take our next deep breath, we're going to inhale forward, taking a look over the edge of that mat, engaging that core, tucking through a high plank, pushing downward dog. You got it. Breathing. Shoulders are drawing back and down. Micro bend to the knees and to the elbows. Now this time, level 1 can tiptoe to the top of the mat. Art's going to demonstrate it as he inhales to the tips of the toes and bends at the knees. He's going to jump all the way through. Yeah, nice. Uttanasana. Moving into our second set. As Art engages his core, he's going to rise up one vertebrae at a time. Drawing those arms up and over his head. Exhaling his backward bend, offering to God. Inhaling to center. Reach to the sky and exhale to a swan dive down. Hands touch the mat for that Uttanasana. Guys, once again, bring the block into play if you can't reach the mat. Micro bend to those knees. Pedal out the leg, the head, let the neck hang heavy. Very nice. From right here, plant the hands to the mat if you're not already there. Inhale to the tips of the toes, bend at the knees, round and curl to that ball pose. Get those biceps together, guys. Squeeze those knees. Pull your belly to your spine and squeeze up through your Kegel, okay? This will engage your core and your Mahabandha, your great lock. From right here, Art's going to inhale, lifting up the hips. Don't drop those heels because this engagement is going to get you into that Bakasana. As he exhales, he'll drop the heels, keeping the hands to the mat, and he's going to jump, step, or walk back to plank. Very good. Chaturanga that one time as you hug it down, inhaling through that upward dog. Very nice. Dropping to the hips, bending at the knees and pushing back for that final set of child's pose. Salute to Shiva the Destroyer, the Maha. Spread those fingers out really wide, reaching to the front of the room, keeping the weight in the pads of the palms, letting the head reach the mat so the compression in the lower back can release. Very nice, guys. From right here, inhale forward, looking over the edge of the mat, tucking those toes, pushing back, downward dog. Really good job. Take a few breaths here, drawing the shoulders back and down, spreading the fingers wide, micro bend to the knees, micro bend to the elbows. From right here, Art's going to tiptoe to the top of the mat, and we're going to move on to our next segment. As he inhales, he's going to rise up one vertebrae at a time. Arms will draw up and over his head. He's going to exhale to backward bend, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Inhale back up, hands to heart center. Guys, resist the need to fidget for just a few breaths. Whether you have your cat around the house or your dog or your kids, resist the need for fidget. This will help calm your mind. This will help calm things down, okay? Calm things down. Close your eyes and soften those eyelids. Think about the intention that you set when we first started. And from here, we're going to move into salute to the sun, Surya Namaskar. Inhaling those arms, drawing them up and overhead. Exhale to a swan dive. Use the abs to control the dive. Hands are going to touch the mat. All right, guys, we're going to use some modifications here. So if you need them, take them. If you come to my class regularly, you already know what they are. From right here, take a breath, plant the hands to the mat. So bend the knees as much as you need, okay? Then inhale the right leg, step it up to the sky, and draw it all the way back into a long lunge. Planting the foot, getting the left knee directly over the left ankle. Now Art is going to look forward, and once Art looks forward, he engages the whole entire core. He's going to pull the left hip back and the right hip forward, engaging the belly. Now he's going to shift the body weight slightly forward so the shoulders go slightly above the wrist. As he engages the core, the left leg will step back to meet the right for that high plank position, pushing into the shoulder blades, lifting up through the hips, exhaling for his first Chaturanga Dandasana. Remember that, you guys, this is optional, or you can take just one and up, just like the Maha. Upward facing dog, tucking through the toes and pushing away into that downward facing dog. Adho Mukha, you got it. You know what it is. Take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Tilt that chest toward the toes. This time, we're inhaling the right leg to bring up and swing it all the way through. But look at this, guys. If you can't get your foot all the way up in between your hands, you're going to drop to the left knee, and you're going to swing that right foot around all the way in between your hands as you tuck your left toe, lift up off that knee, and meet us in that lunge. Look forward, engage your core. Right hip back, left hip forward. As you inhale, shift the body weight, and the left leg steps up and through to meet the right. From right here, Art's going to inhale to the tips of the toes and engage. Exhale to round and curl in that ball pose. Yes, very nice. Biceps, squeeze those knees together. Pull the belly in, squeeze the Kegel. Inhale up to lift. Exhale, drop the heels. Inhale to rise. Zombie roll up. Arms go up and over your head. Exhale, offer to God, backward bend. Come on through center and hands to heart. Very nice. Other side, left side, the female domination from right here. Let's do it. Inhale those arms up and overhead. Exhale, reach to backward bend. That's my fault. Inhale to center and exhale to swan dive down. Hands to touch the mat. Moving on to that left side. Here we go. Micro bend to that right knee as that left leg steps up to the sky. We're going to drop back into that long lunge. Planting the foot on the ball. Knee over the ankle on the right side. As Art takes a look forward, all of his abdominals are going to start to work. He's going to pull that right hip back and that left hip forward. Now, as he shifts the body weight slightly, he'll plant the hands to the mat, engaging the core, stepping the right leg back to meet the left in a high plank position. Pushing into the shoulder blades and then exhaling down through Chaturanga. Like I said, guys, it's up to you, one or two. It's really up to you. Art decided to take two right here as he inhales through upward dog. As he tucks through the toes, he's going to push away into a downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Once again, we're going to show you the level 1 version, okay? So from right here to get to the back to the top of the mat, Art's going to lift his left leg up to the sky. And once again, guys, if you can't get the foot all the way through, you're going to drop to the right knee and swing that left leg around. Plant that foot in between your hands and simple lift. Meet us in that lunge. Nice. Square up those hips, left back, right forward. Look forward so you can engage those abdominals. Shift that body weight. Inhale that right leg, step it up, and exhale, drop it down to meet. Then inhale, tip of the toes. Engage right here, guys, engage. Then exhale and round and curl to your ball pose. Get those biceps and really squeeze those knees together. Tuck that tailbone, squeeze through your Kegel, your chin to your chest, your Jalandhara Bandha, your belly to your spine, your Uddiyana Bandha, and your Kegel up and in your Mula Bandha, into the great lock, the Maha Bandha. Lift the hips up, exhale, drop the heels, inhale to rise. Arms go up and over, exhale, offer and backward bend. Inhale up through your center and hands to heart. Very nice, guys. Resist the need to fidget right here. Resist the need to talk to your cat, to see what's going on with your neighbor. Resist the need for fidget. Close your eyes. Soften the eyelids. Breathe. Soften the jaw. Very nice, guys. Moving into Deva Namaskar. Salute to the gods and the goddesses here, okay? Salute to the Devas. Here we go. Inhale the arms. Bring them up and overhead. Exhale. Offer and backward bend. Inhale to center. Exhale to swan dive. Hands to the mat. Okay, so we got an optional jump, step, or walk back. You guys can take it. Get there how you get there. Chaturanga. Hug the rib cage once or twice, it's up to you. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and let's take a second here, okay? Guys, make sure that your shoulders are drawing down and out of your ears. Take a micro bend to those elbows. That will help you get a little deeper into the lower back. From right here, you're going to tuck the toes and push back. Down dog. Adho Mukha. All right, here we go. So since we showed you guys the level 1 modification, take it for this one if you need it, okay? Although Art's not going to demonstrate it this time. Take a breath in, like step it up, and swing it all the way through into a long lunge. So guys, take that modification if you cannot get your foot in between your hands right where Art placed his. From right here, look forward. This engages your core. Pull your right hip back and your left hip forward, and then hands to hips as you pill yourself up. Draw the shoulders back and down and lift up through the rib cage. Arms can go up and overhead for crescent lunge. Straightening out through this hamstring behind you, squaring up through the hips, right hip back, left hip forward. Toe mound, pressing down into the knife edge and the heel. Don't let the knee splay in or out, okay? Right here, Art's going to inhale to the tip of his left toe, lifting, engaging, and dropping the left knee to the mat. Let that shin go flat. Let that shin go flat. This shin flat right here is it's the stability in your pose, okay? Lift up through his rib cage, draw the shoulders out of the ears. From right here, guys, be really patient, okay? Don't round and curl until I say. Chin to chest, closing off that Jalandhara. Belly to spine, closing off that Uddiyana. Squeeze up through that Kegel, and then exhale and round and curl, getting your forehead to touch your knee. So from right here, Art's going to frame the foot with the hands, and he's going to round up through that spine so he can get a little more right here. Holding this right here, the most important part right here is the forehead to the knee, okay? Engage the belly, the Uddiyana, the Jalandhara. From right here, Art's going to press down through the shin to stabilize the pose, and he's going to bring his hands together in prayer in front of his big toe. As he inhales, he's going to wield his sword all the way out of salute to the God, open his heart to the God in a backward bend. As Art inhales back up to center, he's going to windmill those arms down, framing that foot, tucking that left toe and stepping that right leg back to meet. Inhaling forward into that plank and exhaling to an optional Chaturanga flow. Once or twice as you inhaling through that upward facing dog, that Urdhva Mukha, drawing the shoulders out of the ears, tucking through the toes and pushing away back into that Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Spread those fingers out really wide. Place the weight in the pad of the palm right here, guys. Lift through the hips, drop through the heels. Micro bend to the elbows, micro bend to the knees. Okay, let's do it. Left side. The female dominated, the goddess. Here we go. Inhale the left leg. He's going to draw it up. Swinging it through into long lunge. Remember, if you need, drop to the knee, swing that foot around, okay? Tuck and lift. From right here, Art looks forward as he engages his belly, pulling his left hip back and his right hip forward. Hands to the hips as he pills his body up. So Art's got this nice long hamstring going here. Guys, don't bend this knee. Engage and straighten that hamstring. Knee directly over the ankle, big toe mound pressing, heel pressing into the mat, engaging through all those toes. As Art inhales the arms up and overhead for crescent lunge, the shoulders draw down and out of the ears. From right here, squaring up through the hips, guys. Don't sink into this left hip, left back, right forward. This will square up those hips. As Art inhales to the tip of that right toe, He's going to drop that right knee, letting that shin go flat to the mat for stability. The stability pose, guys, is right here in the flat shin, okay? It's right here in the big toe mound and the heel. From right here, chin to chest, closing off your Jalandhara. Belly to spine, closing off that Uddiyana. Kegel muscle up, pulling that mula in. Round and curl, chin to chest, forehead to knee, creating that great lock, that Mahabandha. From right here, he'll frame the foot with the hands, rounding up through that spine, pulling the belly in, creating the great lock. Very nice. I know it's chaotic, but it's okay. It's meant to be. Breathe through it, and you'll understand. Hands together in a prayer position above the toe as you press down through the shin to stabilize. Inhale to rise. Saluting the goddess and opening the heart to the Ida. Inhale back up. Exhale, Art's going to windmill those arms down, frame his foot. Step that left leg right. Inhale forward to that plank, and as he exhales, Chaturanga. Hugging the rib cage, inhaling through upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha, pushing back, downward dog. Breathe. This is where we take a few deep breaths right here. We're going to drop to the knees, and we're going to move into a peaceful warrior for just a few breaths, okay? So from right here, Art's going to touch his big toes, draw his knees out to mat's distance, let his hips come flat, reach his hands to the front of the room, and since we've been doing work with Chaturanga, I'm going to give you something optional for your peaceful warrior right here. Art can bring his hands together in a prayer position, bending at his elbow, and bringing his hands above his head so that he can feel that nice stretch going through the shoulder blades right here. But listen to this, guys. If you have your elbows out toward mat's distance, you're really not going to feel the stretch through your shoulders. You've got to have those biceps in close to your ears, okay? Few deep breaths here. Let's do it together. Inhale, fill that belly up with air. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Drop the knife edge of your hands to the mat. Plant the hands, spread the fingers, and inhale your body weight forward, looking over the edge, tucking the toes, pushing back, downward dog. Really nice. Moving into our half moon Ardha Chandrasana flow. From right here, Art's going to come to the top, not to the top of the mat, but the middle of the mat. So he's going to walk the arms and walk the feet up a few times. And we're going to move into Padahastasana from the front. So once again, you guys, if you can't get your hands to the mat, I'm going to have Art demonstrate this for you at home, okay? Lift your hands up off the mat, hang in a limbo. There. If you look like this at home, guys, you've got to bring this block into play. You've got to bend the knees and reach the hands to something. Otherwise, your psoas muscle is going to hurt later on in the day from hanging in limbo, okay? So if you can't reach the hands, you're going to use the block, okay? Move the block out of the way and bring the hands to the mat for Padahastasana. From right here, 2 fist distance, measure in between your feet. Then bring the palms facing up underneath the feet for Padahastasana. Let the head, let the neck hang heavy. No reason to look up. Very nice. The goal is for you to one day get the forehead to touch the shins. Make sure that you're not hyperextending through the legs and that you've got a slight micro bend into the knees here, okay? From right here, Art is going to start bending his elbows out to the sides of the room. Then he's going to pull his belly deep up into his spine. You'll see his hips lift a little. And on the exhale, he's going to shift the body weight slightly forward to the balls of the feet. If you guys can see that little shift, you never want to let the heels lift off the mat. You're liable to shift all the way forward. But if you're engaging your core, your body is holding you here as you shift. The intensity in the hamstrings, you'll feel it, okay? Very nice. Breathe. Deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Get that forehead closer to the shins. One more. Inhale. And exhale, forehead closer to the shins. One more. Inhale. And exhale, forehead closer to the shins. Padahastasana. Release the hands from the mat or from the underneath the feet. And hands to the hips as you come up with an engagement and a flat back. Very nice. Very nice. From right here, inhaling the arms up and overhead for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Heel toeing the feet together so you can get that tuck and that engagement in your belly, creating a really nice center channel right here, center line. It's an anchor, okay? So from right here, Art's going to interlace his fingers and release his index finger. And this is called Kali Mudra. Drawing the shoulders down and out of his ears. So you guys want to look like this at home, okay? You want to look like this. All right, a space in between the ear and the shoulder here, okay? So from right here, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Art's going to take an inhale, and as he exhales, his hips are going to go over to the right side of the room as his arms come on over to the left, okay? He's going to use this left hand as a lever to pull his right arm down. Now, draw that right shoulder back and that left shoulder forward. You guys don't want that right shoulder shifting like this, okay? Now, Art's going to lift his throat to make his chin visible here. Breathe, guys. Don't hold your breath. This is about opening up through that rib cage, okay? We're going to take a breath. Inhale that pointer finger up a few lengths. Exhale, bring it down to your edge. 3, 2, inhale back up to center and hold it. Keep the arms above the head, shoulders down and out of the ears. As he exhales, his hips are going to shift over to the right. That's my fault, guys. Over to the left as his hands come on over to the right. We were going to do the same side again. You guys that come to my class know left and right. Left and right. Draw that left shoulder back and that right shoulder forward. Lift that chin, make that throat visible. Use the left hand as a lever to pull the right arm over, okay? Very nice. Drawing that chest open, engaging that core, tucking at that tailbone. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Inhaling up for 1 inch, and then exhaling down over to your edge, over to your edge. I am flexible in my life in all directions. Inhale back up through center. Don't release your hands. Draw your shoulders out of your ears, and then exhale, going, hands to the heart. Woo! Great job. Just breathe. Few breaths. Feel what's happened in your side body. Very nice, guys. Moving into Padahastasana from the back. Hands to the hips as you come on down, flat back. Hands to the mat. Once again, guys, if this isn't feasible for you, bring your block to play and stay in Pada from the front, okay? From right here, Art's going to reach his hands around his legs for level 1, and he's going to grab for opposite elbows, okay? So this is level 1. The goal is to get the foreheads to touch the shins one day. So from right here, if you see that you can reach opposite elbows, then you can start moving into that level 2, where you're going to reach your hands underneath your heels. And then you're going to try to get those pinkies to touch and draw the forearms behind your calves. Try to get those forearms to disappear. This is going to help you get the forehead to touch the shins. Very nice. If you want a little more, you're going to shift your body weight slightly forward toward the balls of the feet. Once again, giving those hamstrings a nice stretch. And then Art's got level 3 back here, cupping at the heels. Very nice. Releasing the hands and inhale, come on up, rise. Very nice. Arms up and overhead. Exhaling into Urdhva Dhanurasana, backward bend. Inhale back up to center. And we're going to move into backward bend, and I'm going to show you guys level 1, 2, and 3, okay? So level 1 is where Art's going to plant his hands onto his hips here. The pad of the palm is going to go at the hip as it's going to work to help Art push his hip forward, okay? Want level 2 or 3 right here. Art is going to do knuckles here to push his hips forward, okay? Level 3, Art is going to place his hands on his, come on up, there. Art is going to place his hands, palms facing up, onto his hips. So, inhale, come on up, come on up. So Art is going to look forward, and as he inhales, he's going to look up to the sky. And as he exhales, he'll push the hips forward and open up the chest and backward bend. Line all the way to the back of the room, opening up through the chest, saying to himself, I am open to divine guidance in this life. As he inhales, his eye gaze are going to go all the way across and look into the mirror, into your house. Take a few breaths right here. Yoga high. Nice. Hands to the heart. Very nice. Really nice, guys. Let's take a short break and come down, grab a sip of water if you'd like, and let's move into our warrior series, okay? And moving forward into tabletop. Art is going to tuck the toes, lifting the hips, pushing back into downward facing dog, and moving into our warrior series. From right here, right leg. Remember, at home, you can use the modification, dropping to the knee, swinging the foot around, okay? Right leg is going to inhale up and through into a long lunge. Planting that foot in between the hands as he rotates this back foot 90 degrees, bringing the hands to the inside of the right leg. He's going to windmill the arms up into a warrior two. So I know you guys can see Art from the back here. So when you see Art from the front, you'll see a different side. So the shoulders drop back and down as he tucks his tailbone underneath. This will keep him from falling forward, okay? He's going to look over the fingertips here, pressing down into the big toe mound in front of him. Guys, once you let this big toe mound lift, you're going to fall over. Gripping at the big toe, pressing down through the heel, engaging from right here. The knife edge is where Art is pressing, okay? The heel and the fingers are spread out wide for Virabhadrasana, warrior two. From right here, we're going to move into Trikonasana on the right side. Art's going to keep his spine nice and long, guys. You guys at home, don't do this, okay? What you want to do is keep the spine nice and long. Draw the right arm down and the left arm up. The chin goes to the left shoulder and the eye gaze goes up to this left thumbnail. Use the thumbnail as a focal point and then take this hand here and use it to push your hip outward, okay? Trikonasana. Triangle, very nice, Art. From right here, we're going to move into reverse warrior as Art inhales back to warrior two, Virabhadrasana. He's going to take this left hand and draw it to the thigh and reach the right arm all the way up, chin to the right shoulder, eye gaze to that right thumbnail. Hold it right here. Don't straighten that right leg, guys. Keep that knee over that ankle. Work to open up your chest right here. Really nice, Art. Inhale back to center, warrior two. Hold it right here and breathe. And then as Art exhales, he's going to windmill those arms down and frame that foot. Stepping that right leg back to meet the left. Taking a breath and inhaling to that plank as he exhales through his chaturanga flow. Once again, guys, it's up to you. Inhaling one time down or two times up through upward facing dog and pushing back into downward facing dog. Really nice. Moving into the left side, Virabhadrasana 2, inhaling that left leg up, and exhale, swing it through long lunge. Plant your foot, use the modification at home if you need it. Rotate your right foot to a 90 degrees, heels into an alignment as Art windmills up into warrior two, Virabhadrasana. So, big toe mound, pressing in, heel pressing down, knee over the ankle, press into the knife edge of this back foot. Spread the fingers wide. Guys, spreading the fingers wide will make the hands feel lighter, okay? Tuck through the tailbone, draw the shoulders back and down. Very nice. Looking over the edge of the left fingertips. Breathe. Don't hold it. Breathe. From the next exhale, we're moving to Trikonasana. And like I said, don't move your spine, only move your arms. Left arm down, right arm up. Chin to the right shoulder, eye gaze to the right thumbnail. Find that focal point. Breathe. Inhale, back to your warrior two. Exhale, your right hand down to your right thigh and your left arm reaches up, chin to the left shoulder, eye gaze to that thumbnail. Yes, very nice, Art. Inhale, back to center. Hold it here, few breaths, Virabhadrasana, warrior hero. Warrior hero. What type of warrior hero are you? Deep breath, inhale, and as Art exhales, he's going to windmill those arms down, framing that foot, stepping that left leg back, shifting into plank, and chaturanga flow of your choice, either once into upward dog or twice into Urdhva Mukha. Tuck and push back, downward dog. Breathe, guys. Don't hold your breath here. Just breathe. Spreading those fingers wide at the top of the mat. Breathing in those deep breaths in and out through the nose. From right here, we're going to move into three-legged downward facing dog, Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. So Art's going to stay right here. What I need to happen is for you guys to get the left foot to the mat. I need the heel and the entire foot at the mat. So what Art's going to do is take a step inward with his left foot and get the entire heel to the mat. As he lifts his right leg up behind him, hip height only, he's going to push the heel toward the back of the room. So do you guys see Art's hips here? They're nice and flat. If Art was sinking into the left hip joint, he'd start to stack. Instead, he's flat, okay? Flexing the toes toward the face and extending the heel is what helps keep this engagement. So Ekapada, this is internal rotation of your hip. As Art taps his toe to the mat, he's going to inhale and lift it all the way up. Now he's going to stack the right hip on the left, and he's going to bend the right knee and take a look around that left shoulder. Now Art is going to square up his shoulder weight and push the mat away so that he can feel the hip flexor right here, okay? Very nice, Art. Inhale the leg all the way up to the sky and swing it all the way through, knee to nose, chin to chest. Drop the foot under the heart. Rotate that back foot 45 degrees and take a small step up with your left foot. Now Art's going to bring his hands to his hips and inhale up. Really nice. Okay guys, I want to show you something here. I want to demonstrate something for you. If you guys do not have this 45-degree alignment with your heels, your hips are never going to square to the front of the room. Did you guys just see how Art got his hips square? Show them 90, Art, with the back foot. When 90 is here, this hip here, guys, is never going to go front, okay? You've got to have this 45-degree. There you go. Now he straightens out that leg and he squares up those hips. Very nice. From right here, we're moving into Dandayamana Bibhakti Padajanu Shirshasana. Another engagement of the Mahabandha. Art's going to inhale the arms up and overhead, drawing the shoulders down and out of the ears. Hands are going to come together in a prayer. Up here, you guys can cross your thumbs, or you can interlace your fingers and release your index. It's really up to you. From right here, Art's going to bend his right knee. So did you guys notice that when Art bent his knee, he didn't allow his body to go forward? Show them that really quick. When Art bends the knee, go forward with your body, your upper body. No, there. I don't want this. I want you to lift up through your rib cage. The knee is bent, but you're not shifting the torso forward, okay? From right here, chin to chest, hold it. Feel like you're choking. You're supposed to. Belly to spine, Kegel up and in. Now, he's going to exhale and round and curl down until his forehead meets his knee. Bend the knee, guys. This is not straight leg pose, okay? It's meant to be bent so that you can get the forehead to touch. Now, Art is going to frame the foot with the hands, and he's going to round that spine so he can get a little deeper. So we got right here, Dandayamana standing, Bibhaktipada, separate leg, Janu Shirshasana, forehead to knee, creating the Mahabandha. Really good. I hope you guys are sweating. From right here, the hands come together in a prayer position, and Art is going to straighten out that knee with his forehead, and then he's going to inhale and round up through his spine, rounding up. And bringing the hands to the hips, and making sure to square, pulling the right hip back and the left hip forward. Very nice. From right here, we're going to go into a modified Paravita Trikonasana, okay? So Art's going to bring the arms up and over his head, drawing the shoulders down and ears, tucking the, did you guys see the tuck Art got? From right here, squaring up the hips, pulling the right hip back and the left hip forward, and then exhaling the torso down halfway and hold. From right here, Art's going to pull the right hip back and the left hip forward, keeping the back nice and flat. He's going to bring both of his hands onto his shin, one on top of the other, and extend the crown of the head as he looks down in front of the toe. Holding right here, engaging, nice flat back, very nice, Art. From right here, Art is going to drop the hands and frame the foot, and he's going to go chin Shin for Parsvottanasana. From right here, he's going to bring the hands behind his back and reach for opposite elbows. Chin to shin, Parsvo. Take a deep breath, inhale and rise using your abs. Very nice. Step the left foot up to meet the right, and inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, offer to God, backward bend. Inhale, lift, and swan dive down. Very nice, very nice. Plant the hands to the mat and step it back, downward dog. Very nice, guys. Chaturanga's optional. Chaturanga's optional. If you want it, take it. Hug it down once, hug it down twice, up through Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, tuck and push back, downward dog. Moving downward dog into our left side, okay? So once again, you're going to take a small step up with your right foot, bring it to the center of the mat, and get the heel flat to the mat. Get the heel flat to the mat. Step up a little further. There. Now, Art's going to lift that left leg behind him and extend the heel toward me, okay? The extension of the heel is what keeps your hip from sinking over onto the left hip joint, okay? This is internal rotation of your hip. It's the engagement that helps build your core. From right here, tap your left toe to the mat. Lift it all the way up, stacking the left hip on the right hip, bending the knee, taking a look around the right shoulder. Now guys, don't dump all your weight into your right shoulder blade, okay? Square up the shoulder weight and then push the mat away. This will allow the hip flexor to stretch right here, okay? Let's take a deep breath from external rotation of the hips. Inhale the leg up, and then swing it through, Art, knee to nose, chin to chest. Now drop that foot under your heart, and take a step up with your right foot and rotate it behind you 45 degrees. Hands to the hips as you come on up. So you guys see this alignment? Art's heels are into an alignment. He's got 45 degrees instead of that 90, and his hips are squaring to the front of the room. The left hip pulls back and the right hip pulls forward. From right here, the arms go up and overhead, shoulders down and out of the ears. Hands together in prayer. We got Dandayamana right here, standing. We got Bibhaktapada, separate leg. From right here, Art's going to bend the knee, left side, pulling the belly to the spine, tucking the tailbone, bringing the chin to the chest, closing off the Jalandhara, pulling up through the Kegel, and exhale, round and curl. Forehead meets the knee, chin meets the chest, belly meets the spine. The Mahabandha, the great lock. Art's going to frame the foot with the hands here, and he's going to round up that spine so he can get a little bit deeper into his Uddiyana. Very nice. So guys, think about squaring up the hips at home. The left hip will come back and the right hip will come forward. If you're sinking all your weight into your left hip joint, that's no bueno. Square it up, okay? Square it up. From right here, Art's going to straighten out this left leg with his forehead. His hands will come together in prayer as he rounds up through the spine. Did you guys notice the rounding of the coming up of this pose? Rounding up through the spine, all the way up. And the next two poses are flat back, okay? Arms are going to go up and overhead, moving into a modification of Parsvottanasana. Actually, it's not Parsvottanasana, it's Paravita Trikonasana. That's my fault. Art, did you see Art give me that look? All right, square up those hips, left hip back, right hip forward. Do you want to know why? Because he knows everything. Engage the belly. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Now exhale, hinge at the hip and come on forward, reach. So think about pulling that left hip back and that right hip forward. You want to keep this nice flat back like Art has. Don't let your arms lag. Can you show them the lag in the arms? Guys, there. Keep the biceps up by the ears, okay? Now, drop both of your hands onto your shin and extend the crown of your head toward the front of the room. Did you guys see? At any point, this always stayed flat, okay? Great job. From right here, engage that belly, squeeze those inner thighs. Think about pulling them out apart with the feet, and then exhale, drop the hands to the mat and forehead to the shin, Parsvo. Now reach the arms behind your back and grab for opposite elbows. Chin to shin pose. Take a deep breath, engage your core, and come on up with a flat back all the way up. Arms up and overhead. Step that right foot up to meet the left. And exhale, offer and back bend. Inhale to your center position and draw your hands to your heart. Resist the need to fidget. Think about what you feel like right now. And then draw your hands into Samastitihi. Very nice. So allow me and Art to rotate to the camera and bring our hands to our third eye and take a bow to the standing. Very nice, guys. Come on up and let's move into our first Shavasana. Great job, great job. So Shavasana, let it go. Draw your shoulders back and down and prop your chest up. Tuck your chin toward your chest, lengthening the back of your neck toward the mat. You guys know that one day your neck will touch the mat. Don't believe me, it will. Let your feet fall out. Turn your palms face up, allowing your body to receive. Breathing in those deep breaths, using that Ujjayi in and out through the nose. Really nice, guys. This right here is what yoga is all about. This feeling right here. And so we're going to move along in tradition. We're going to move into Pavanamuktasana, wind liberation pose. So from right here, Art's going to pull his right knee into his chest. And yes, you guys always, always, always have to start this pose on the right. And it's never, ever going to change, okay? So our colon runs up the right side of our body through the ascending side. So as Art pulls his knee into his chest, he's feeling the internal organs push up and massage the colon, okay? You guys want to make sure that just like Art here, you're engaging at the middle of the shin and not at the top of your knee, okay? Your toes are flexing. The engagement in the toes allows the shin to help you work, okay? Breathing those deep breaths, we're going to do it together. So as Art takes an inhale, he's going to create space here, a little bit of space. And on the exhale, he's going to pull in really tight. Could you guys see it? One more time. Inhale, create that space. Exhale, pull it in really, really tight, really tight, really tight. One more time. Inhale, create that space. And exhale, pull it in really tight. Once again, guys, this is the ascending side, so information runs into life on this side, okay? Right here, Art will really... And then exhale, dropping it down slow and controlled. And relaxing. Thinking about what you're feeling on the right side of your body right here. Really nice. Just a few breaths. Maybe you felt the release in the right hip. Maybe you feel like the right leg's a little longer than the left. We're going to fix it. From right here, we're going to move into the transverse colon. So the colon runs up the right side across to the left. Transverse. This is our transverse colon. So from right here, Art's going to bend both of his knees and drop the soles of the feet flat to the mat. He's going to take a breath. Inhale, lift the hips and drop the low back, okay? Once the low back comes, he brings those knees into the chest, reaching the hands around the legs. You guys can even reach for a strap here if you'd like, if you need one. Well, we don't have one available, so the strap will go right around your legs and you'll pull, okay? From right here, pulling the knees into the chest, Art can draw the forehead up to create a little bit more intensity. Now let us head back down from right here. Don't scrunch up. You show them how you scrunch up through your neck. From right here, drop the head. Now, don't tuck the chin, scrunch up. No. There. Don't do that. Tuck your chin toward your chest, lengthen the back of your neck to the mat, okay? Very nice, guys. Let's do it together. Deep breath. Inhale, create some space, and then exhale, pull it in really, really tight. One more time, deep breath. Inhale, create that space. Exhale, really tight. One more. Inhale. Exhale. In really, really tight, really tight. 3, 2, 1, release those hands and send the legs to the sky. Exhale, dropping the feet really slow and controlled and relaxing. Breathe, guys. Don't hold your breath. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Moving on to the left side. The left side of the body is the descending side. So this is where we release with ease. Bringing the left knee into your chest, interlacing those fingers around that shin. Engaging at the shin, guys. Remember to never engage at the knee, okay? Flexing at the toes to maintain integrity of the pose. Deep breath, inhale. Create that space and exhale, pull it in really, really tight, really tight. Remember to tuck your chin slightly towards your chest and lengthen the neck to the mat. One more time, inhale. And exhale, pull it in really, really tight, really more. Inhale. Exhale, pull that knee in really tight. Pavanamuktasana, wind liberation pose. Releasing the hands, sending that left foot to the sky. Exhaling, dropping that foot all the way down to the mat. Great job. Relax. Relax and breathe. Deep breaths. Think about what you're feeling right here. Maybe you're feeling all of that energy from the work we just did from our standing series, feeling the energy flowing up and down your body. Really nice, guys. Moving into Janupadasana 2 from right here. Janupadasana 2, foot to knee pose. So we're going to bend at our knees, drawing our low back to and taking our right shin onto our left thigh. Okay, so you guys don't want to engage the foot at the thigh. You want the shin onto the thigh so the foot can dangle off, okay? And then you're just going to let that knee fall out. So you're going to let that right knee fall out toward the front of the room or the back of the room. Yeah. So can you guys see here? Art is taking his hand to his thigh and he's pushing outward. This is going to open up the hip a little, also lengthen through the psoas. From right here, Art knees up and into his chest. And we're going to show level 1, 2, and 3 here. 1 is going to be hands interlace the fingers around the thigh here. And Art's going to use his interlaced hands to pull his knees into his chest, simultaneously pushing the elbow outward on the right side, pushing outward on that thigh. So this is level 1 right here, guys. You guys pull the knees in really tight, you'll feel the intensity, okay? Art is going to interlace the fingers around the top of this shin here, okay? He's going to pull in from there. You can kind of get that leverage too on that right elbow if you push out just a little. Okay, now we're going to show level 3 here. Art's going to include the thigh and the sole of the foot. Interlace the fingers, okay? Level 3. Breathe, don't hold it. Look, right here, if you want to rock a little side to side, this is doable, a little bit of a massage for your spine. Very nice. Janupadasana 1, foot to knee pose, release, feet to the sky, engage, and exhale, let it fall down. Great job. Very nice. Moving into the left side, bending at the knees, and drawing the left shin onto that right thigh. Once again, guys, you see Art's foot dangling off the thigh, so we don't engage the foot at the thigh. We engage the shin, okay? From right here, let that left knee fall out, or you can take your hand and you can push out. Very nice. Inhaling the knees up and into the chest. Taking that left hand through the hole you created, interlacing your fingers underneath your thigh, pulling in really tight and simultaneously pushing out at that left elbow. Okay, let's do it together. Inhale, create space. Exhale, pull in and push out. One more time. Inhale, create space, and exhale, pull it in, push it out. Very nice. Level 2, right here, interlacing the fingers around the top of the shin. Pulling in from there. You can also create that push away here, or taking the hands all the way around the legs, including the thigh and the sole for level 3, okay? Very nice. And release, feet to the sky. And exhale, draw it down. Great job. Relax here, Shavasana. Turn your palms face up. Tuck your chin to your chest. Lengthen the back of your neck to the mat. Draw your shoulder blades back and down and prop your chest out. Nice. Close your eyes, guys. Soften your eyelids. And think about what you want in your life right here. What is it that you want? Ask for it. Draw a picture of it with your eyes closed. And this is how we use visualization to manifest. Really nice. Let's move into Supta Baddha Konasana, or in our lineage we call it Supta Bhadrasana. So Art is learning all this Sanskrit, so he knows the difference. Supta Baddha Konasana, he already knows where we're going. Bend the knees, draw the soles of the feet flat to the mat. Now, let the knees fall to the sides of the room, one to the left, one to the right. Soles of the feet will come together, okay? So Art was inching his feet up toward his pelvis. Where Art has his feet here is going to be really hip. So you guys at home, away from the pelvis, the easier the pose is. The closer you have the heels toward the pelvis, the harder the pose is on the hips, okay? All right, from right here, Art's going to draw his arms up and over his head and reach for opposite elbows, allowing the forearms just to fall to the mat. Opening up through the chest from right here, Art can draw his shoulders back and down and prop up the chest. He's going to get a little bit of a concave in his lower back, and that's okay. Breathing, deep breaths. Goddess of the hunt right here. Very nice. So from right here, I'd like for you to release your opposite elbows, draw your hands down by your sides, and then take the spread fingers out really wide onto the inner thighs and push down. So self-adjust right here. And then I hope you guys remember which elbow you were reaching for, because we're going to draw our arms back up and over our head and reach for the opposite elbow, okay? Opposite elbow. Yes, let the forearms fall to the mat. And if you're reaching for the opposite elbow, you should feel the stretch through each shoulder. Really nice. From right here, Art's going to release his hands down to his thighs and take one more self-adjust. And then he's going to bring his hands underneath his thighs, bringing his knees together and sending it out into Shavasana, relaxing for a few breaths. And we're going to move into Janu Padasana 2, foot to knee pose 2, with a little bit of self-adjust in the intercostal muscles. So from right here, we're going to bend at the knees, drawing the soles of the feet flat to the mat. And we're going to heel toe our feet onto the edge of the mat here, okay? So I'm going to tell you guys this at home. If you are taller than me, you have to heel toe your feet out farther away than the edge of the mat. Art, can you show them? Farther away. Yes, guys, farther away if you're tall, okay? All right, from right here, we're going to do internal rotation of the hips and external rotation of the hips, because today we did a lot of lunging up and through. So inhale, open your legs out to the sides of the room. External rotation of the hips. Inhale, inhale. Exhale, bring them into touch. Internal rotation of your hips. Inhale to open. Exhale into touch. One more time. Inhale to open. Exhale into touch. Last time. Inhale to open. And let's hold it here for a few breaths, okay? Inhaling and exhaling, just opening up those hips. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Both of the knees are going to go over to the right side of the room. Both of the knees, yep, very nice. Okay, check this out, guys. Art's knee right here, plane of his body. So what he needs to do is heel toe the left foot out a little more, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Take a look up and make sure that your left knee is not crossing the center plane of your body. If it is, you've got to heel toe the left foot out just a little further, okay? From right here, level 1. If you're feeling it right here in level 1 and this is enough for you, stay here. If you'd like a little more, place that right foot on top of the left thigh. Guys, try not to engage at the knee, always protecting the knee. Try to engage the foot at the thigh, okay? So from right here, Art's going to tuck his shoulder blades and prop his chest up. This is going to give a little bit of a concave into the low back, but it's also going to help him get the hips flat to the mat, which is the goal in this pose. Art's going to take his left hand onto his left thigh, spread the fingers wide, and he's going to push down into the hip here. So you guys can take that hand and you can drop down the thigh, or you can just take the hand to the hip here and push it down toward the mat, okay? Really nice. From right here, we're going to send the hands to the sides of the room. And then Art is going to bend at that left hand, and he's going to spread those fingers out really wide, and he's going to take them to the intercostals right here. Art's going to reach into the sternum, and he's going to pull out on his intercostal muscles. Yes, and this should feel really good. Guys, you've done this in class. Don't be afraid to be heavy-handed. You're not going to break your ribs. Spread the fingers right here into your intercostals and pull it out, okay? You'll feel a deeper breath. You'll feel the fascia releasing off of your internal organs, off of your lungs. Very nice, Art. Release the hands. Release the right foot off the left thigh. And then engage and draw the knees over in opposition to the left. All the way over, all the way over, all the way over. Yes. And then come on back to center and come on into Shavasana and relax and think about what your hips feel like. All right, moving on to our other side and our last pose of the day. I feel really sad. Heel toe the feet out onto the gym floor. You guys at home, remember, now you know where we're going, so you know where you need to heel toe out to, okay? Open your knees on the inhale, and on the exhale, bring them into touch. One more time on the inhale, open it out to the sides of the room, and on the exhale, into touch. Last time on the inhale, open out, and this time, which side? To the left. All right, take a look up. Make sure that right knee is not crossing the center plane of the body, and if it is, you've got to heel toe the foot out just a little more. You know that you guys, I'm sorry I didn't tell you this on the other side, but you can always also place your block here if you have an intense feeling in the knee, you have pinching or twinging, okay? You guys never want to feel pain. From right here, we're going to take the left foot, place it on top of the right thigh. Once again, engage at the thigh and not the knee, okay? Breathe. You can take that right hand onto your right thigh, and you can push down, or you can take it onto the hip and push the hip toward the mat. Very nice. Now let's take that intercostal stretch. Art's going to take that right hand, spread those fingers wide and bring them into his intercostal muscles, and he's going to pull out in opposition. He's going to pull out toward the right side, feeling the fascia release off the internal organs, off of the lungs. Really nice. Release the hands to the sides of the room. Take the left foot off of that right thigh, and then draw those knees in opposition all the way over to the right. Very nice. Inhale back to center and come on into Shavasana. Really nice today, you guys. Hard work, really good. Great to have you back in the hot room. From right here, Art's going to roll onto the right side of his body, coming on into fetal position, giving himself a hug. From corpse pose into rebirth. And he's going to push himself up into that seated position. Bringing his hands into his heart center. And saying to yourself right here, I feel the love in my heart. Bringing your hands onto your lips. And saying to yourself, I speak the truth. Bringing the hands up to the third eye and saying to yourself, I intuit the truth. And the love and the light in me and Art honor and respect the love and the light in you. Namaste.